I welcome you all to my 29th lecture on digital signal processing, that is UEC 502 for electronics and communication engineering students and electronics and computer engineering students. Today we will start multi-rate digital signal processing for communication or information technology systems that transmit and receive different types of signals. There is a requirement to process the various signals at different rates commensurate with the corresponding bandwidths of the signal. So this is the need or requirement of the modern communication systems. The process of converting a signal from a given rate to a different rate is called sampling rate conversion. In turn, systems that employ multiple sampling rates in the processing of digital signals are called multi-rate digital signal processing systems. So I repeat, the process of converting a signal from a given rate to a different rate is called sampling rate conversion, and the systems that employ multiple sampling rates in the processing of digital signals are called multi-rate digital signal processing systems. Now, the sampling rate conversion of a digital signal can be performed by two ways or two methods. In the first method, the input digital signal is having sampling rate FA, but we desire or we require that the signal at output must have sampling rate FP. So we employ first method. The input digital signal as shown is having sampling rate FA, and that signal is passed through a digital to analog converter. And at the output here, we get a reconstructed signal which is further passed through a resampling block, or this reconstructed signal is resampled again, and the output of resampling unit is passed through an analog to digital converter to have output in the form of digital signal with sampling rate FB as shown. Now here it is clear from this block diagram that the input digital signal is having sampling rate FA and the output digital signal is having sampling rate FP. What we require? We require digital to analog converter, a resampling unit, and analog to digital converter. So there is hardware required for processing of the signal, but there are problems due to these type of hardwares used in the block diagram. Therefore, we switch to the second method. Here, sampling rate conversion takes place entirely in the digital domain. Now, we will prefer second method because it is not having such hardware related problems. In the first method, the new sampling rate can be arbitrarily selected and need not have any relationship to the old sampling rate. This is very important. In the first method, the advantage is that the new sampling rate can be arbitrarily selected and need not have any relationship to the old sampling rate, but at the cost of additional hardware requirement. Analog to digital converter and digital to analog converter are required. Its major disadvantage is the signal distortion introduced by D2A converter in the signal reconstruction, and by the quantization effects or quantization noise introduced by analog to digital conversion. The distortion introduced by digital to analog converter and quantization noise introduced by analog to digital converter are unavoidable. Therefore, these are the major defects in the first method. That is why we prefer the second method, in which sampling rate conversion is performed in digital domain to avoid above mentioned signal distortions. So now we will discuss second method, in which we will perform decimation by a factor of D. Let us assume that, or downsampling, you can say downsampling, decimation by a factor of d or downsampling by a factor of d. Let us assume that a signal xn with spectrum x omega, x small omega is angular frequency in discrete domain, is to be downsampled by an integer factor capital D. The spectrum x small omega is assumed to be non-zero in the frequency interval, that is small omega magnitude lying between the range 0 to pi, that is a unique range in the discrete domain. We know that small omega is equal to capital omega into t, that is discrete time angular frequency is equal to continuous time angular frequency into sampling interval. And when I will substitute this here, I will get magnitude capital F is less than equal to fx by 2. Here fx is sampling rate of signal xn. So magnitude capital F is less than equal to fx by 2, where fx is sampling rate of input signal xn, and capital Fx is equal to 1 by Tx. Tx is sampling interval for input signal Xn. Here Fx by 2 is folding frequency when the sampling rate is Fx. We have discussed it in the first lecture of UEC 502 that folding frequency is Fx by 2 if sampling rate is Fx. Now we will have discussion about the decimation by a factor of d using this block diagram. Here input is xn and the sampling rate at input is capital F in the analog domain, and capital Fx is equal to 1 by Tx, and xn is then passed through a low pass filter HDN. Right now I am not talking about the specification of the low pass filter, and the output of low pass filter is Vn, which is going to be passed through a downsampler, which will downsample the signal by a factor of capital D. Here arrow sign, downward arrow sign shows the downsampling by a factor of D. This is very important. Downsampling is indicated by this arrow showing in the downward direction, arrow in the downward direction, D, downsampled by a factor of D. And the output of downsampler is Ym is equal to V cap MD. Now what is the rate of Ym, output signal Ym? That is capital Fy, and that is equal to capital Fx by D, because we have reduced the sampling rate by a factor of D, downsampling. Correspondingly, the sampling interval for output signal is capital Ty, which is equal to capital D into Tx. So how the downsampling take place? Now we reduce the sampling rate simply by selecting every dth value of xn. You have input signal xn in discrete domain. You will choose every dth value of xn, and that will be Ym. So that signal will be downsampled signal, downsampled version of xn. Therefore, the resulting signal will be an aliased version of xn with the folding frequency fx by 2d. Now here sampling rate at input is capital Fx, folding frequency is fx by 2. Here output signal is Ym and sampling rate is Fy. So here folding frequency will be Fy by 2, and therefore the new folding frequency will be Fy by 2 is equal to Fx by 2d. So therefore the resulting signal will be an aliased version of xn with folding frequency fx by 2d. So at output folding frequency has reduced, so therefore there will be aliasing. So to avoid aliasing, what will you do? You will set the limits of HDN accordingly, cutoff frequencies accordingly. Now we will have a graphical view about what we are talking. This is the output of low pass filter, just shown Vn. Now I have used capital D is equal to 3. So I will choose, this is output of low pass filter and that will be down sampled. So I will choose every dth sample. I am taking D is equal to 3. So 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and 18, so on. So for doing that, I am using a sequence Pn, which is having unit amplitude impulses, that is at 0 the amplitude of signal is 1, at 3 amplitude of signal is Pn is 1, and at 6 Pn is 1, and so on. Now by multiplication of Vn and Pn, I can generate V bar n. Now I will have only samples at multiples of capital D, that it at 0 I am having sample, at 3 I am having sample, at 0.6 I am having sample, n is equal to 6 I am having sample, that is V bar n. Now correspondingly the output Vm is here, m is 0, now this sample is here, m is 1, this sample is here, m is 2, this sample is here. So this is down sampled signal. Ym is down sampled signal. So in actual practice, or down sampling is performed by multiplication of Vn with an impulse train Pn, in which the impulses have weights according to the according to as shown in this figure for Pn, depending upon what is the value of D. Here I have chosen D is equal to 3. So at impulse with unit amplitude at D at n is equal to 1, at n is equal to 3, at n is equal to 6, n is equal to 9, n is equal to 12, n is equal to 15, and n is equal to 18. So Vn into Pn will generate V bar n, and this is V bar n, and this is Ym, that is output of downsampler. And it is clear that this signal is mapped, V bar 0 is equal to Vy0, and this third sample is appearing at this Y1, sixth sample is appearing at Y2. So this is how the downsampling takes place, that is Ym is equal to V bar md, V bar md. I am choosing every dth value of xn. To avoid such aliasing, we must first reduce the bandwidth of xn to f maximum is equal to fx by 2d. The new folding frequency is fx by 2d. So why to remove or to avoid such aliasing, once more I repeat, Ym is having sampling rate fy and correspondingly folding frequency is fy by 2. But we know that fy is fx by d. So at output folding frequency is fx by 2d. So to avoid aliasing, we must first reduce bandwidth of xn to capital F maximum is equal to fx by 2d, or equivalently small omega max is equal to pi by d. So we will limit the bandwidth of xn first. To avoid aliasing, we will limit the bandwidth of xn first to capital F maximum, or omega m corresponding in discrete domain, small omega maximum should be pi by d. Why we are doing? Just to avoid the aliasing. So first reduce the bandwidth of input signal xn to small omega maximum is equal to pi by d. Now we can downsample by a capital D without aliasing, or we can avoid aliasing. Therefore, for decimation process, The input sequence xn is passed through a low pass filter characterized by the impulse response hdn and frequency response capital HD e raised to power j omega, which can be written as HD small omega, such that HD small omega is equal to 1 for magnitude omega less than equal to pi by d, and it is 0 for other frequency angular frequency components. It ideally satisfies the condition. This filter eliminates the spectrum of capital X small omega in the range omega lying between pi by d to pi. Now only the frequency components of xn in the range magnitude omega small omega less than pi by t are of interest in further processing of signal. Because we are using this range for low pass filter, that is small omega is less than equal to pi by t, for which HD omega is having amplitude response 1. This filter eliminates the spectrum of capital X omega in the range small omega lying between pi by d to pi. Now only the frequency components of xn in the range magnitude omega less than equal to pi by d are of interest in further processing of signals. We see the now here HDN is going to eliminate the frequency components above pi by t and generate a signal yn. So the output of filter is a sequence Vn, which is given as Vn is equal to summation k running from 0 to infinity hk xn minus k, mark it as equation A. And this is simply a linear convolution sum, because when a signal is passed through an LTI system, it gets linearly convolved with its impulse response. So Vn is hk convolved with xk, or Vn is equal to Hn convolved with Xn, and this is equation A is linear convolution sum, which is then downsampled by a factor d to process. Now Vn is passed through a downsampler, which is then downsampled by the factor capital D to produce Ym is equal to V cap Md is equal to summation k running from 0 to infinity hk x md minus k, mark it as equation B. The downsampling in combination with filtering results in a time variant system. The downsampling in combination with filtering results in a time variant system where V cap n is equal to Vn for n 0 plus minus d plus minus 2d 0 for otherwise, mark it as C. Now V bar n can be viewed as a sequence obtained by multiplying Vn with a periodic train of impulses Pn with period capital T, capital D. Now V bar n can be viewed as a sequence obtained by multiplying Vn with a periodic train of impulses Pn with period capital D. Now we will look at this. This is Vn multiplied by Pn, and we get V bar n. It follows that V bar n is equal to Vn into Pn, mark it as equation D, with Pn as Pn is periodic train of impulses with unit amplitude. Therefore, Pn is equal to 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 e raised to power j 2 pi k n by d in discrete Fourier series representation. Therefore, Ym is equal to V bar md is equal to Vmd into PMD, and that is equal to VMD, because PMD is equal to 1, and that is equal to summation k running from 0 to infinity hk xmd minus k, which we have written earlier. This. So this shows that V bar n can be viewed as a sequence obtained by multiplying Vn with a periodic train of impulses Pn. Now this equation E justifies this statement. Therefore, the frequency domain characteristics of the output sequence Ym can be obtained by relating the spectrum of Ym to the spectrum of the input signal Xn. I repeat, therefore the frequency domain characteristics of the output sequence Ym can be obtained by relating the spectrum of Ym to the spectrum of input sequence Xn. Now Z transform of output sequence Ym is Yz summation m running from minus infinity to infinity Ym z raised to minus m. Now I will substitute the value of Ym. That is Ym is equal to V bar md. Here z raised to minus m. Here we know that V bar m is equal to 0 except at multiples of d. So I can represent Yz is equal to summation m running from minus infinity to infinity y bar m z raised to minus m by d. It is just by mathematical simplification I can show that, and this is the physical significance, that is m V bar m is equal to 0 except at multiples of d. From this step to this step, just simple mathematical simplification is required. Substitution. Yz is equal to summation m running from minus infinity to infinity Vm into Pm. That is, we can view it as Vm into Pm. Y bar m is equal to Vm into Pm. Here z raised to minus m by d from equation D. Look at equation D. This is equation D, that V bar n is equal to Vn into Pn. So I can write it as Vm into Pm z raised to minus m by d from equation D. That is, now I will substitute. We know that Pm is a periodic train of unit amplitude impulses. So I can express Pm in Fourier series representation and substitute that in equation D, and I will get equation G, that is summation m running from minus infinity to infinity Vm bracket 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 e raised to power j 2 pi m k by d, and that into z raised to power minus m by d. For simplification, the further simplification leads to Yz is equal to 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 bracket summation m running from minus infinity to infinity Vm bracket e raised to minus j 2 pi k by d z raised to 1 by d bracket raised to the power minus m. Now look at this bracket, in the terms inside the inner bracket. You look at this. It can be represented as 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 capital V bracket e raised to power j 2 pi k by d z raised to power 1 by d. This is also Z transform in which scaling in frequency domain is there. So Yz is equal to 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 capital V bracket e raised to power minus j 2 pi k by d z raised to power 1 by d. This is just a simple concept of signal system. But we know that Vn is equal to Hdn linearly convolved with Xn. So Vn is equal to Hdn linearly convolved with Xn. And we know that by signal system, if two sequences are going to be linearly convolved in time domain, they are going to be multiplied in frequency domain. So capital Vz is equal to Hdz into Xz. Now substituting this Vz into this equation, I can show that yz is equal to 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 hd bracket e raised to power j 2 pi k by d z raised to power 1 by d into x e raised to power minus j 2 pi k by d z raised to power 1 by d. Mark it as equation I. Now I have substituted this, that vz is equal to hdz into xz here in yz equation for yz, and got equation I, which is yz equal to 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 hd bracket e raised to minus j 2 pi k by d z raised to 1 by d into x e raised to minus j 2 pi k by d z raised to 1 by d. Now here the angular frequencies at output is small omega y is equal to 2 pi small fy. In the first lecture of this subject, we discussed that small fy is normalized frequency or relative frequency, which is equal to small fy is equal to capital F by capital Fy, where capital Fy is sampling rate at the output. So small omega y is equal to 2 pi capital F Ty. Small omega y is equal to 2 pi capital F Ty. Mark it as equation J. The angular frequency at input is small omega x is equal to 2 pi small fx. Here normalized frequency in digital domain or relative frequency in digital domain, small fx is equal to capital F by fx. So small omega x is equal to 2 pi capital F by fx, and that is equal to 2 pi capital Tx into capital F. Mark it as equation K. Now from equation J and K, J, that is small omega y is equal to 2 pi capital F Ty, and equation K, that small omega x is equal to 2 pi capital Tx F. From equation J and K, we can show that capital Fy is equal to capital Fx by D, or equivalently small omega y is equal to capital D into small omega x. Now this shows that at output sampling rate is capital Fy, which is equal to capital Fx by D. Capital Fx is sampling rate at input. So sampling rate at output is reduced by a factor of D, that is Fy is equal to Fx by D. And in the digital domain, the angular frequency of signal Ym, that is omega y, is D times the angular frequency omega x. Consequently, the frequency range, that is a magnitude small omega x lying between 0 to pi by d, is stretched into the corresponding frequency range magnitude omega y lying between 0 to pi by downsampling process. Now why here I have shown that small omega y is equal to capital D small omega x. So therefore, or consequently, the frequency range, that is magnitude small omega x, which is lying between 0 to pi by d, is stretched into the corresponding frequency range capital omega y lying between 0 to pi by the downsampling process. Now using equation I, this for yz, that is 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 hd bracket e raised to minus j 2 pi k by d z raised to 1 by d into x e raised to minus j 2 pi k by d z raised to 1 by d. Now using equation I, we can obtain the resultant spectrum y small omega y by evaluating yz on the unit circle, and it leads to yz that is evaluated at z is equal to e raised to j omega y considering r is equal to 1, and that is equal to y small omega y, and that is equal to 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 hd bracket e raised to power j bracket omega y minus 2 pi k by d into x bracket e raised to power j bracket omega y minus 2 pi k by d mark it as equation L as shown on the screen. Now, for simplicity, I can write y, capital Y, small omega y is equal to 1 by d summation k running from 0 to d minus 1 hd bracket omega y minus 2 pi k by d into x omega y minus 2 pi k by d, mark it as equation M. This is for simplicity. Now I have got the resultant spectrum for y omega y, but I am not considering it the final result because y omega y is equal to 1 by d h d omega y by d into x omega y by d, and this is the desired spectrum portion, plus 1 by d summation k running from 1 to d minus 1 hd bracket omega y minus 2 pi k by d into x omega y minus 2 pi k by d. This is undesired spectrum portion. Mark it as equation O. I don't want this. That is why I have put a cross mark here. So how to eliminate that? That is eliminated due to the action of this low pass filter response hd omega y. So we will view what is happening on this hd omega y minus 2 pi k by d. So now we will view the spectra of signal in the decimation of xn by a factor d. Now here look at this. This is the magnitude response of input signal, that is magnitude x omega x, which is plotted as with non-zero components in the range from minus pi to pi. Here x omega x is the DTFT of xn. Now to eliminate the aliasing terms indicated in equation O, these are the aliasing terms. These are the undesired spectrum portion or the aliasing terms. To eliminate aliasing terms indicated in equation O, we can use a well-designed low-pass filter with following frequency response hd omega x. Now this is having amplitude 1 in the range minus pi by d to pi by d as shown, and hdn is having DTFT hd omega x. So I have plotted this magnitude response. Here amplitude 1. So this is minus pi by d, from minus pi by d to pi by d omega x. The corresponding spectrum of v omega x is magnitude v omega x. So now by the action of this low pass filter, this much portion will be non-zero, otherwise other frequency components are clipped off. So look at this. So magnitude output of the low pass filter will having magnitude response, magnitude v omega x is significant or non-zero only in the frequency band minus pi by d to pi by t. X omega is passed through a low pass filter with magnitude response hd omega x, and we know that in the frequency domain x omega x is going to be multiplied by hd omega x to give y v omega x. So this type of magnitude response come into picture due to the action of low pass filter that eliminates the frequency above pi by d to pi. Pi by d to pi frequency components are eliminated due to this low pass filter. Now eventually the output signal ym in the frequency domain is expressed as, now look at this once more in this equation. This was the undesired spectrum portion, and due to action of this low pass filter, this undesired spectrum gets eliminated. That is why I have marked a cross mark here. I have plotted a cross mark here. That is, this will be eliminated because of the action of low pass filter that will eliminate the frequency components of x omega x from pi by d to pi in frequency range. So consequently or eventually the output signal ym in the frequency domain is expressed as capital Y e raised to j omega is equal to y omega y, such which is as follows. That is y e raised to j omega y is equal to y omega y is equal to 1 by d hd omega y by d into x omega y by d, mark it as equation P, and this is the desired signal spectrum after decimation. and the DTFT of Ym is y omega small omega y, and I have plotted the output spectrum, that is capital Y omega y. It will look like this as shown, where small omega y magnitude is lying between 0 to pi. So stretching has taken place. As we discussed earlier, the stretching of the signal has taken place. Look at this. Because of downsampling process, stretching of signal took place. And this is the final output of the downsampler in frequency domain, that is y, capital Y, small omega y is equal to 1 by d, hd omega y by d into x omega y by d, which we desired, and that is downsampled signal. Now Ym will be having sampling rate capital Fy, and the output signal spectrum will look like this in the range from minus pi to pi. And we know that, look at this response of the low pass filter, which we assumed. Here we assume that HD omega is equal to 1 for magnitude omega less than pi by d. 1. We have considered the amplitude 1. So we will substitute 1 here, and in the end I will get result y, capital Y e raised to j omega y is equal to 1 by d into x bracket small omega y by d. So this 1 by d is scale factor only. So what I have got a downsampled signal Ym at output at a sampling rate Fy, which is equal to Fx by d, and this is how the downsampling takes place. And this is the frequency domain representation of output signal y omega y bracket omega y is the spectrum. Now it is how the downsampling takes place, but it requires, so if you are interested to understand the simple sampling, you can go through its go through my previous lectures. Here the downsampling requires a well-designed low-pass filter and a downsampler. Now the points which need to be noted, that input signal Xn is having sampling rate Fx. Here low-pass filter should be well-designed. Output of low-pass filter is Vn, which is passed through a downsampler. Now here arrow in the downward direction showing the downsampling process by a factor of d, and output signal Ym is having sampling rate capital Fy, which is equal to Fx by d, and this is the downsampling without aliasing is only possible if we will use this low pass anti-aliasing filter. If we will use this low pass anti-aliasing filter, then only downsampling without aliasing is possible, and you will have to maintain these cutoffs, that is HD omega is 1 for magnitude omega less than pi by d, less than equal to pi by d, and 0 otherwise. So the role of low pass filter in downsampling is very important because it acts as anti-aliasing filter to achieve the final result in the frequency domain, that is capital Y e raised to j omega y is equal to 1 by d bracket 1 by d into capital X small omega y by d. So here I finish my lecture. That's all for today's lecture. This is from the book of John G. Prokes on digital signal processing. You can also consult the book of S.K. Mitra for digital signal processing. Thanks for attending this session on DSP. See you in next lecture.